All right, let's go. We got another rooted movement talk story. This time we got brother Lloyd French, Stan State guard, guest for our upcoming Rooted Youth Basketball Elite Foundations Camp going down on the 14th of September. Super stoked. But yeah, we're gonna be diving in, talking stories, getting to know Lloyd better as a person, as a basketball player, but also what he's gonna be teaching at our Elite Foundations Camp, dude. So it's gonna be super sick. Gonna be about a 45-minute talk story sesh. But yeah, my first time actually talking stories with him face to face. So I'm super stoked. Oh, there he is. Yee. And yeah, man, we're gonna be vibing, talking basketball, talking life, and just talking. As always, do shout out where you guys are tuning in from. Put it in the comments, so we can just see where everyone's at. Mahalos for catching us live. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up? How you doing?
Yeah, good, dude. Just doing our intro real quick as you jump on. But yeah, man, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on, talk story, just sharing your story, but also just sharing what you're gonna bring to the camp, dude. Super
Yeah, I
stoked.
got you.
Yeah, man. DC, actually, I asked him, dude, can you do it? He said yes, and I asked like, hey, I want to work on defense. Do you have any coaches or any players in mind that would want to teach the youth? And you were like the first one that popped up. So
Hmm.
super stoked. Thank you so much for jumping on for the camp, but also right now, dude. But yeah, my rooted movement talk story. Basically, it's my way of connecting with others. So basically, you have your community, friends, family circle, and then I have mine, and I want
Yeah.
to just introduce good people to good people, basically. And now that I'm diving into youth basketball, I want to bring in people who are in the journey, but also teaching kids on how to, not only be better players, but also be better people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I want to give you the floor real
Mhm.
quick. Just introduce who you are, where you're from, and basically what you're doing with basketball currently, and how you're spreading positivity through basketball.
So yeah, my name is Lloyd French. I'm a guard at Stan State University. I'm originally from Modesto's, where I grew up. I played at Mohai for my freshman year of high school. And then I transferred over to Downey, played there for 3 years, where I met one of my very closest coaches named Coach Mitchell Evans, and he basically just been like he was grinding with me like my whole high school career. Because my freshman year I was a little chunky, so like I was around like 230, maybe like 5'10", like I was a little chunky. And then once I transferred over to Downey, I hit like a little bit of a growth spurt where I grew to like 6'2". And then I played like my sophomore year. I played all right. One of our players got hurt. I was one of like the first off the bench. One of our players got hurt, and then I eventually filled in for that guy, knowing that's not really my position, but I filled in and played the role. So and then we were winning games. We were also losing a lot. And me and Mitch, I remember we had this talk after one game where he had talked to me about like what basketball meant to me, and did I really want to go for it. So I literally sat there all night thinking about like, is this something like I really want to do? And I really just fell in love with the game, the grind. So eventually, me and him were talking back and forth all night about it, and he was like, all right, tomorrow's day one, like we start. And then we just grinding like every day, early mornings, before practices, after practices. I'm getting on the gun extra. I'm just putting in the work to try to just play basketball at the next level. You know what I mean? So um, eventually, I ended up my junior year. I had a breakout year. I'm scoring 25 almost a game. You know what I mean? And I eventually start playing AAU. And I start picking up offers. I'm picking up little D3 offers here and there. I'm getting talked to by a lot of guys, a lot of coaches and stuff. And then I go to this big LA tournament where I play in front of some D1s. I get some talks, and then I pick up like my second and third offer from UC Merced and from UC Santa Cruz, stuff like that. And then I'm a very family oriented guy.
Mhm.
So I like to be around family, you know. So being able to stay here in the area and have my family still come watch was what I was very happy to do about, be able to be about, you know what I mean? So yeah, I ended up my senior year summer, I ended up, playing around some of the Stan State guys, just open runs and stuff, you know what I mean? And then some of the coaches would just walk past, not even knowing I'm in there, just peek their head in a little bit, just see us playing. And then, during my senior year, actually I was being recruited by Stan.
Mm.
Um my coach, our assistant coach now, Coach Jordan, he was popping up some of our games. They didn't originally know, like, is this guy ready for the next level? You know what I mean? But they had seen that I had that heart in me. So eventually I ended up picking that offer, and I knew right away, like, I knew where I was going. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like, there's no need to pick anywhere else. I fell in love with the gym here at Stan. I fell in love with the people. Just the people around. They felt like they wanted me there. So that's why I ended up going to Stan. And now I've been grinding, hooping, waiting for my time, and then I'm supposed to have, somewhat of a breakout year this year. So we gotta get to it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
Yeah.
sick, bro. So did you like start basketball, I guess, like late, like in high school, middle
Um,
school, or, because some kids are hooping like out the womb, dude. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, I've always been like a little bit of a chunkier kid. So like I wasn't as good at most of the guys I was playing with, but I started around when I was like 9, maybe. I started like actually playing like with
Yeah,
teams and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, my dad was about like a basketball guy, so it's like, he always had the basketball in my hand a little bit somewhere here and there. But
yeah.
I didn't really fall in love with the game until I got to high school.
Okay,
But middle school, I played at Somerset, Modesto. I played in Oakdale for 1 year, when I moved, and then I moved back out here to play at Mohai. But yeah, now I've been definitely been playing since I was younger. Like, always
nice.
had a basketball in my hand, but you know how it go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. It's yeah, because my son, our son is 10, going on
Mm,
11, and yeah,
yeah,
same thing. I just planted him in like different sports and stuff, and like he gravitated towards basketball, but it wasn't until like this past spring where he sees himself getting better, and
yeah,
then like I guess he's getting that, I would say, I guess, addiction of the
mm,
fulfillment of like seeing the work paying off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because like
yeah,
for me, like it's all main thing is joy and passion, especially at his age. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like, hey, just go hoop to go hoop,
mm,
and go have fun. Like I was on the path of almost like Mamba mentality. Hey, dude, let's get up early in the morning.
mm,
Go do work. But my intuition told me like, hey, if I do that, I'm gonna push him away from basketball.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly. You
saying?
wanna let them have that fun and you
Yep,
know be intrigued by wanting to go play. You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep,
So,
yep. But yeah, so when you said when it clicked for you, like, oh shoot, I want to actually do this,
mm,
full time, basically. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's what kind of triggered my memory with Elijah. And like he's still young too. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned, he has been doing youth rec leagues. Like I've been coaching him for like 2 years and stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, he'd always like get down on himself as far as like, because there's kids that been doing AAU since like 7, so
yeah,
they've
yeah,
had the training and the
yeah.
dedication for 2 3 years, and
Mm,
like that. I guess he was getting to the negative self comparison part.
mm,
But yeah, I always tell him like, hey, dude, you are where you're at. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And then I'm all
yeah.
like, these kids, like, they've probably been practicing every single day, twice a day. And then
Mm,
I told him straight up, I was like, do you practice on your own without dad telling you? He's like,
yeah,
no. It's like, all right, well, you're at where you're at, dude. But main thing
yeah.
is have fun, bro. But
Mm,
yeah, it's once he gets into like that high school level, if he still wants to continue playing basketball,
yeah.
like that's like, I already know that's like a whole another beast, right?
Mm,
Because
yeah.
for me, personally, I played high school basketball. I'm from Hawaii. I'm from Maui originally.
Mm, yeah.
But yeah, mainly I just like from the time I was fourth grade to high school, I just played streets on the park and stuff. If I wasn't surfing, bodyboarding and
Mm,
stuff, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, now that I'm diving into the youth basketball scene, like it it can get pretty serious.
It can.
You know what
It
I mean?
definitely can. You know, it's a whole different level when you're doing it for real. There's
Yep.
no sometimes a lot of times it's not as fun. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
like the grinding part of it is it can't be as fun sometimes. Like, you
Yep.
know, you got to put your head down sometimes and just do what you can do and be where your feet are at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like there's not so much outside world that you can do, but you do have to have a balance. But sometimes like you have to go through what you got to go through, you know.
Yep. Yep. No. Yeah. Oh, dude. Before I forget, his favorite player is Jalen Brunson, and his favorite number is 11. So when I
Mm.
saw your number 11, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh shit, this is meant to be, dude. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's funny because I showed him, I was like, hey, dude, this is one of the guest coaches for the camp, dude. Look at his number. He was like,
Mm.
oh, I want to meet him. Yeah, so like he's like instant connection. Like he's gonna be at the camp, but
Mm.
yeah, his favorite player is Jalen Brunson. And when you talk about that balance part, I saw a clip of I don't know if Jalen Brunson said it or his dad. I guess
Mm.
there was like three things like social, school, and basketball. I guess
Hmm.
like when he was trying to get serious, like it's like you got to choose two. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like,
yeah.
but then there, it's
There's
like, I
not so
mean,
much you could do when you
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
that. You
So
know,
like,
sometimes you have to leave family stuff. You know, like sometimes you have to. One thing you have to have school in order. No matter what, you got to have school first. You know, there's a reason why people are called student athletes. You got to have school first. You know, but sometimes you can't go out to events with family, or you can't go out to parties. You can't have fun. Like sometimes, you know, basketball and school that gets in the way of it. But it's about the life you want to choose. You know what I mean? So.
yep, yep. Oh, and then speaking of that, I went on the Stan State uh his website just to kind of see your highlights so I can use it for one of the posts. And I saw you made the honors for
Mhm.
academics. So
Yeah,
congrats, dude. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So
Appreciate
like
it.
when you
Appreciate it.
said school first, student athlete, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's you walk the walk, you
Hmm.
just talk the talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I guess kind of your life journey. So 9, 10 really started playing in games and stuff. Middle school and then high school his sophomore year was when like you consciously made the decision like all right dude let's do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. It was where my sophomore year where my brother he like got into my head was like, well, if you want to play serious, like you gotta get in shape. So you know, my mom should sign me up for this trainer. I don't know if you know what TPL is in Modesto, but I signed up for them for 1 month. I dropped maybe like 10, 15 pounds just in that month. So
Dang.
then like basically like I stopped going there, but he had showed me what I needed to do. So
Yeah.
then I was just grinding, you know, like I had to cut out a lot of soda, juice, a lot, some of the fast foods I was eating, you know, like I had to cut all that out. And eventually I had dropped to like 180, 180, 185. And then I had to like, now it was like, oh, now I got to build up muscle because now I'm a little fragile.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I eventually grew to like 6'3", 6'4", and then I was lean. I was like 190, 195. And then, you know, my senior year, I'm just lifting, you know, because I'm getting ready for college. Like I got some offers now, so I was like, it's time to start lifting. And then, you know, high school, it was just like my speed and pace of the game was just over, like just a little bit of a next level compared to some of the other guys that didn't take it as serious. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So, but when I got to college, it was like, okay, no, these guys are the best from their area, and I'm the one of the best from my area.
yeah,
Now it's like, okay, these guys are the best of the best. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like being able to go there and like, okay, wait, hold on, I'm not the best guy out here no more. It's what I'm intrigued to go do because I don't like going places where I'm just the best guy. You
yeah,
know, like I like going to compete. You know, competing is like one of my core things that I do. You know, always working hard, always very competitive. But yeah, you know, that sophomore year really had me where I jumped and it was like, okay, it's time to take this serious. You know, I leaned out my body and stuff. So yeah.
nice dude, that's all. And then you mentioned my bad, was it Coach Rich you said
So it's Mitch Evans.
oh Coach Mitch, yeah. So like that's my one thing too I'm intrigued too about is like because like I mentioned I didn't start playing organized sports till like freshman year of high school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like for me I would just like play on the streets with friends and stuff and like the importance of like having that coach and mentor to like help guide you and like not only like guide you, but also like tell you straight up like, hey, dude, so what's up? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like, what
yeah.
do you want to do? Right? It's,
Mm,
it's it's super powerful, and then the skills and all that stuff is important too. But yeah, having that like mentor and like guide of like, all right, because we're 14, 15, you're still fresh,
yeah,
you're still young, right? So it's
yeah.
like I guess like for you having coach, like what was besides him, you know, kind of lighting that fire under you, like what were some things that uh seeds that planted as far as like not only basketball but also like off the court.
Mm.
What are some things that you still use that he's taught you?
He taught me how to be a good person. My mentality on and off the court is the same. Being able to take people around me and make them want to do something better is what something he kind of taught me. You know what I mean? Being able to gather people and just do what you could do, have fun, bringing people together. All having one goal. It's kind of what he taught me. How do I explain this? Being able to take all the others around you. Some people don't have that talent or don't have that fire under them. But being able having a person that can give you that confidence is something that everybody needs in the world, not just basketball players, just in general.
Yep.
Mentality is a big thing in the world. Being able to have a good mental health is something that everybody needs. So he just basically taught me how just to stay level headed, not get too much too over exaggerated on some things, and just be humble. So he kind of like built my character a little bit, as long as my family as well, but like he kind of built my character off the court. You know what I mean? So
Nice, dude. No, that's solid, dude. Yeah, that's the what do you call it? That's legit point guard mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
how can I get everyone around me to succeed, right?
yeah,
So like, even for me, like even if I'm playing pickup, because I'm a staggering 5'5", so like for me, like obviously I gotta run point. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like, but even pickup, I always ask like if it's new people, I'm like, hey, dude, where do you like the ball? You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Or like, what do you like to do? Right.
mm,
So there, it's like kind of finding out how I can. I got freaking chicken skin, dude. Like I fucking love basketball, dude. It's like
yeah,
it's so many like different layers of intricacies that go into the game within the game. But
yeah,
yeah, so like I always ask people, like, oh, where do you like the ball? You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Or like yeah, just what kind of player are you? Right. So there, it's like setting them up, getting a platform for them to succeed, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
there, it's like we have that one unifying goal. It's like, hey, I want to win because if we lose, we gotta wait, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm already
and
knowing.
like,
Yeah,
yeah. So like, there, that also comes in with that competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? For me, with our Rudy Youth Basketball, I say I want to plant the seed of being a respectful warrior. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So like, when you're playing the game, when you're actually competing against someone, like go at them, dude. It's like you're a
yeah,
warrior, and like you wanna. For me, I always tell Elijah like, hey, on defense, especially defense, you want to make the other person you're guarding question why they're playing basketball, or like
hmm
even like not even
exactly.
want to have the ball in their hand,
Yeah,
right? So there, but if like you bump them and they fall, pick them up. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Or like even like the refs, scorekeepers, just everyone who's involved in getting that game running,
yeah,
like respect them, and after the game, always say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like shake
mm,
hand, thank you.
hmm
You know what I mean? Because they don't have to be there. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
exactly.
they're there because they also at different levels love basketball, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like for me, it's like, hey, when you're playing the game, dude, like go at the
Mm-hmm.
fucking opponent, dude.
Yeah,
But
like I
then, yeah,
say all the time, when you're between those lines, now it's me versus you. You know what I mean? Like,
yep,
or it's
yep,
it's one versus one at that, or 5v5. But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when you're in between those lines, it's all right. Now it's time to go.
yep,
People are gonna talk smack. That's just the game. People
yeah,
talk all
yeah,
the time, so it's like, you know, but you got to be able to sometimes back up that talk. But at the end of the day, like you always say, it's all love, it's all respect after that game, and you go back to being normal civilians. But when you're
yeah.
in between those lines, it's go time.
Yep. Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, that's dope, dude. I already know that DC already knew because I've known him, but just
Yeah.
having this 20-minute talk for right now, like, all right,
Mhm.
Lloyd's gonna bring some solid energy and like knowledge. In Hawaii we call it mana. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
energy, or like Chinese call it chi. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But yeah, it's going back to your journey. So sophomore and then junior year, that's when you had that breakout year. As far as
Hmm.
like you mentioned, you were sixth man off the
Hmm.
bench, and someone got injured, and you kind of filled that spot.
Yeah.
What was that like? As far as like, it's like, oh shoot, like what was your mentality coming into that? Like, were you mentally already like, all right, I've been preparing for this, let's just go hoop? Or was it more like nervousness, or how was that mental process for you?
That process of going in, it was like, okay, I don't really play this position. You know, I was a shooter back then. I would just like straight just run down, shoot the ball. That's all I was. Like I'd be
Yeah,
open, just I'll shoot it. But I never was like a dribbler, get past people or do anything like that. But going into, it could be a little nerve wracking,
yeah,
being able to start the game for the first time, first couple of times, I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. Like now I have to be prepared and be ready, But yeah, nah, you obviously I still get nervous for every game, It
yeah.
just is what it is. Like I get them little bubbles like, okay, my adrenaline starts going. But yeah, nah, once you start believing in the work that you put in, you're gonna realize that okay, I put in the work, I'm just gonna go out here and do what I learned and do what I do. But yeah,
Nice.
so yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I guess kind of talking to youth hoopers, say 10 to 12 year olds, because yeah, there are some kids like damn, you guys are pretty fucking good, dude. It's like
Yeah,
holy
I
shit.
train I train some kids that are pretty good already, like that
Yeah,
are around that
yeah.
age. So yeah.
Yeah. But it's like there are some kids that I see, like especially some you know current and past kids that I coach, like they're in practice, they're like boom boom boom, they're super good, but once they get in the game, it's like it
Yeah,
goes
that
over their
happens.
head. And
Mhm.
I know they're young and they're still experiencing and everything, but I guess talking to these young hoopers who love the game, they prepare, but then once they get in the game, you can see they're not playing, they're thinking,
Yeah.
right? What's one piece of advice that you can give to youth hoopers who basically think too much?
Basically it's just to one thing I can give someone is just to look inside and just believe in yourself, you're gonna fail. That's gonna happen. You're gonna miss shots, you're gonna turn the ball over. That's just what the game is. You're gonna make mistakes. So being able to go in there and like, okay, it's all right if I mess up, but let me try to be the best that I can be. Let me be the best player and control the things that I can control. You can't control how the game's gonna go. You have to just play it. So just being able to go in and control what you can control is like the best advice I can give someone in the youth. You know what I mean? I tell the kids that I train all the time, you're going to miss shots. Like that's what it is. But are you going to get down on yourself for missing the shots and you're going to mess up your whole mental? Or are you going to be like, all right, it's all right, next shot and hit the next one, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just control what you can control.
Yep. Yeah, that's I just joined a men's league, 36 and over,
Mm,
with the uncles and dads.
yeah.
But like, it's my first time playing in like an organized league in like over 10 years. So
Yeah.
it's my third season, but then like I find myself also like still like thinking too much. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But then like for me, like I miss a shot, boom or whatever, because I'm you know a past first point guard, which
Yeah.
sometimes it could be detrimental to the game because it's like, bro, go
Go
score.
score. Yeah, you're
You know what
wide
I mean?
open. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so like if I miss like two shots or whatever, like I always tell myself I'm gonna hit one. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's like I'm
Exactly.
gonna hit. Yeah, so like there's like that mental self talk is super
Yeah.
powerful too, as far as like
Hmm.
reframing
Hmm.
your mistakes, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's so junior, and then you said you transitioned from like shooting guard to point guard. What was that transition like as far
So
as like
actually, I was center. I
oh
was center
oh
my sophomore year.
damn,
Yeah,
never
I
mind,
went
just kidding.
into. Yeah, no, I ended up playing the center. So we were all like, my team was full of like just 6 foot guards. I'm not six
Yeah,
foot guards, but like 6'2", 6'1", 6'4", like around there. We were all there, and then once I leaned out and I started getting quicker, I started moving up the chain. Like I
yeah,
actually started becoming our captain and being able to lead people. So yeah, once I leaned out, now it's like okay. I'm not playing center no more. Like now I'm a guard, like I can move like a guard. I'm fast like a guard. And now I can guard all the little guards, you know what I mean? But I just think that just comes from like heart, like I
Yep.
wanted to be that. Like I wanted to be the best player I could be. So being able to learn all different aspects of the game, like being able to go from the big spot, like knowing what the big's supposed to do now, to going from the point guard spot, like now I didn't play to all positions,
Yep.
so being able to be positionless gives you so much more opportunity than you just be like, okay, I just need to learn just this one spot. Like being able to learn all spots is what's
Yep.
going to get you to that next level. You know what I mean? So being able to read reads from, okay, maybe this point guard he's gonna do this, so let me do this real quick, just
Yep.
because like what that other guard spot or that other wing spot's supposed to do.
Yep.
So I always advise people to always learn multiple spots, learn different aspects, train with a lot of different people. Don't just train. I tell all the kids I train nowadays, like, don't just only train with me. You know what I mean? Like, get
Yep.
get different sauce and get different aspects of the game from different people, because that's what I did. I learned from a lot of different people. And I took all that and I made it my own game. And then,
Yep.
well, yeah.
No, that's crazy to say that because like yeah, I tell Elijah, but also the kids I coach them all like, hey dude, like everything you learn is just ingredients for your recipe, so you can
Hmm.
sauce someone up.
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
so you can basically cook someone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I
Yeah.
always tell people because most kids they just focus on offense, 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 which is part of the game, solid. But I was like, hey, when you're working on your offensive game, think of the defender that's defending you, but
What
also
is he
like
gonna
think
do?
of you on defense. Since you know all of these offensive moves, like now you kind of see what the other person's gonna do because you know what the pattern is, right? The movement patterns, right? So there, it's like it's a lot of movement pattern recognition, and I call it a movement mapping. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So there's like for me, being a little dude, like I've always wanted to experience being like just a fucking like 6'9", 6'10" center. So like
Yeah.
I also like try to learn like post moves. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like occasionally there's like guys shorter than me was like, oh man,
Now
I
I
was
can
like, what
pose
the
him up
fuck?
a
But
little
like,
bit.
yeah, yeah, but I was like, all right, cool. Let me like try to do a fucking post like dream shake and like fucking drop step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there it's like learning all positions uh to become that complete basketball player is like
Hmm.
super important too. So I'm super stoked that you said that because I've been trying to tell Elijah that, but he's always just Jalen Brunson guards, Jalen Brunson guards. But eventually he'll learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Going into so senior year, boom. You got you mentioned you kind of got discovered on a run in LA, or how
It
did
was
you?
so it was a tournament in LA. I played
Okay,
with the Stockton Soldiers. They kind of like put me on a little bit of a pedestal and a map, where like coaches look out for this kid. We had went down there. We had drove down. I remember me and my mom drove down to the tournament. We didn't even make it to the hotel yet. We had all our stuff in the car. Like we couldn't. We were running late a little bit. I remember I got out the car and I didn't even get a warm up.
shit.
Dropped 36th on like a good LA team. And then it was like, oh wait, hold on, who is this kid? Now coaches are coming over, like, who is this kid? Next
Yep,
game we play the team called Paul George Elite. It's a pretty famous team. I
yep,
had 20-27 that game. So it was like, okay, hold on, this kid's just out here just scoring like crazy, doing things there. And then people were making videos and stuff, posting me, and it was just like, now this kid's getting on the map. So like all from there, you never know when your opportunity is gonna be. So you gotta take charge. But yeah,
nice. Yeah, it's always like just put yourself out there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that, as I've learned in life, it's like I always tell Elijah too. It's like, hey, just ask because the worst thing that
Mhm.
happens is no. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
Yeah,
Ask, being able to just ask somebody, like just ask if you're in the wrong or you don't know something, just ask. It's
yep,
like I always ask. I'm in my coach's office all the time, just asking questions. I love to know and be prepared on what's gonna happen. What is the game? What are we doing? What's the plan? You know,
yeah,
but just being able to go in there and just ask questions. Like, you're never gonna know if you don't ask. You're just gonna sit there clueless if you
yep,
don't ask. So it's like, even if you might not have been paying attention at one time, to be like, oh, my fault, coach. Like, I'll take this one. But like, what are we doing? Like,
yep,
you got to be prepared though. But you know, just ask.
yep. Yeah, that's what I've learned in 40 years of life is clarity and competency brings self confidence. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like having that clarity of like, all right, what's going on? What am I doing here? But also like competency of like, say like, it could be like you said in life, anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for basketball, like, okay, I'm competent in dribbling with my left hand. Like, if
Yeah.
they force me left, I know I can go left. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But if you don't practice it or you're not competent in it, then that
Then you're
self
not doing
confidence is gonna just die down. You know what I
it.
mean? So,
Yeah, and then you're
but
gonna have only one side of the game unfinished. You know what I mean? So like,
yep.
it was pretty hard because I was kind of forced to get better with my left. You know, like I was already all right. I've always been okay with my left. I don't know why, but I just always been like that. But I broke my right hand my freshman year of college. So it was for me. It was like, oh, now I have to redshirt. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
I came in with this confidence and this dog, like I could hang with these guys because I was already playing with them in the summer. So I was like, I can hang with these guys. And then I came in and I broke my hand, and it was like, oh well, I'm not gonna sit here and do nothing. You know what I
yep.
mean? So it was like I was literally going to the games before practice. I couldn't practice technically because I can't practice, but I was after like by myself or with Coach DC. Actually, that's when me and Coach D started getting close. Um, I was going left hand. I was floaters with my left, dribbling only with my left. I was shooting threes with my left, and I was hitting them. So it was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was just grinding with my left, and now it's just like the confidence is there. Like I put in so much work with it, the confidence is there. So being able to have both aspects of that game is what makes me a good basketball player. You never know if I'm going to go left or right. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh yeah, no, that shows your mindset and your character too. Because like some people are like, oh crap, broke my hand, can't train. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
that's my main hand, whoop de whoop, whatever. But
hmm,
then you're like, nah, dude, I got my left.
yeah,
This was still
you still got,
my legs still
yeah,
work,
this was still
right? And
good.
it's
Yeah,
like, hey, let's keep putting in work. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
which that shows like you yourself, your character, but also like love for the game, but also love for like self development, right?
Hmm.
So it's super powerful. But yeah, man, it's I told Coach DC this season I'm gonna bring because I live Elk Grove, Sacramento, but
Yeah.
want to make a drive and at least catch a few games of you guys, dude. Watch you guys hoop, dude. But
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a year to remember for sure.
hell yeah, dude. But yeah, dude, as far as coming into the camp, dude. Again, thank you, Mahalo, bro,
Of course.
for agreeing to jump on and teach the kids and everything. Because for me, like, I just love defense, dude. So
Hmm.
it's like 100%. Like, if I don't score, scoring's cool for me. But if I can just dish out assists and just like lock up the best player, the best guard, whoever
Hmm.
I'm guarding, like I'm a happy boy,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
But yeah, as far as the camp coming in, you teaching defense
yeah. Hmm.
what can some of the kid or what can the kids expect as far as what you're teaching on that defensive side of basketball?
Um, what I'm gonna bring that energy to it. So a lot of people don't like defense. I'm gonna be honest. People just love the offense side of the game. And I used to be one of those kids. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to play defense. I just want to shoot the ball and I want to score. But my dad instilled that into me. He was like, "You're not gonna do anything if you're not gonna play defense. Imagine you play defense and you can score. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Now you got the full package." So it was like, I'm gonna let the kids have fun with it. A lot of people just think, oh, it's conditioning. I don't want to just slide my feet. Like I'm gonna let you have fun with it. We're gonna race. We're gonna race, play defense. Like first one to finish the drill, first one to get the ball. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Make defense to the side of the game fun for the kids. Because everybody thinks it's like, oh, defense is the bad side. Nobody wants to play defense, but defense wins you games.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, defense is one of the main parts of basketball. If you don't play defense, you might lose the game. Like you just
Yep.
gonna continue to let someone score. But being able to go out there and be like, okay, now I'm gonna take the best player, I'm gonna guard the best player, and I'm gonna make sure he's not the one winning the game for them, or
Yep.
she, whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, defense is a big part, and I'm glad I'm being able to teach it. You know what I mean?
Nice, dude. Hell yeah. No, yeah, that's crazy because a lot of stuff that you're saying is like with like what I'm planning as far as the seas with Elijah. Especially
Yeah.
what Jersey I was saying. I'm all like I always tell Elijah like, hey dude, like it's okay if you miss shots, it's okay if you miss layups or turnover, but I'm like,
Mhm.
if you don't put effort on defense, like if you're slacking, I'm
Sure.
gonna be pretty upset, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like, like, yeah, I'm effort, just put in the effort, dude. Like, just make it hard for him, right? So,
Yeah.
so there, it's like, and that's exactly what I told him. I was like, hey, dude, like, keep working on your offensive game. Basic fundamentals, foundation, but
Yeah.
like the defensive part, like that's what's gonna get you on the court.
Exactly.
As you're older. Not that he's tapped in. Basically, he's like, ooh, I want to get better. Like,
Mm,
um, he's like every kid who starts to get serious wants to make the NBA, which
yeah. Yeah.
statistically is very very hard. But
Very hard.
I'm not gonna crush his dreams and everything. But I'm like, hey, dude, they got there because they put in the work, but also they still had that passion for it, passion
Hmm.
for improvement, passion for the game, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, dude, that's number one, that seed of that dog mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's it's hard to get it out of kids, but if kids already, it's oh shoot, all right, that kid's a dog.
Hmm.
Like there's
Yeah.
a couple
And that's
times.
something
Oh
like
yes,
every coach loves,
yep,
dogs, like you can have all five dogs on the floor. That's a tough game for that other team, because they have that grit in them. Like, they have that want and that need. Like, it's not necessarily, okay, I'm just okay with playing basketball now. Now it's like, it's a want. Like, I need this, like I want to play defense, So it's like, just having that dog in you is what's gonna push you to being able to be on the court more if you want to, but if you don't, it's hard. The other people want it. You know what I mean? So you
yep,
gotta want it.
yep, yep. No, yeah, there's I mean, it is an open rec league, so it's from kids who are just green learning to kids like I
Hmm.
said out the womb playing
Yeah.
basketball. But yeah, there's times when like trying to find a way to like light the fire in some kids. Like there's
Hmm.
some kids like they see the rebound, but they like this. I'm all like, bro, go get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Hmm.
but there's some kids they see it. It's like, oh, that's my lunch right there, dude. So like they
Yeah.
just fucking
I
keep
need
fighting
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So like I'm trying to find creative ways for kids to like uh basically put in more effort. But
Mm,
yeah, it's I guess they call it every coach's dream when you do find that like kid who's just a dog, right? It's like, oh shit, like he
yeah.
wants the bone, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we are at the 40-minute mark.
Mm,
As far as the last 5 minutes, I like asking more of I guess like advice or inspirational things to plant within basketball players, especially the youth.
mm,
I
yeah.
guess in your experience from time playing 9, 10 years old to now a college hooper, what piece of advice can you give, I guess, a aspiring hooper who wants to go through the ranks of 10, 11, 12 years old? They want to play high school, they want to go college, and then eventually, go pro.
Yeah.
What is like, it's go like two solid pieces of advice on the court and
Um,
off the court that you would give him.
So, the first thing I'm gonna go with off the court because like I said before, mental health, like the mental part of anything you do, is so important. Always have a positive mindset when you go towards something. Always being where your feet is at. There's gonna be people that are better than you. That's the reality of the world. There's gonna be people that are better than you at something because they already know, or they already done it. So just being where your feet are, I'd be like, okay, this person's better than me now, but you never know if I put in the work, what's going to happen then. So being able to just be where your feet are and not look forward to like, oh, this guy's just better than me, or this person's just better than me. Being able to just be like, okay, I'm content with where what I'm doing now. Do I want to get better at this, or do I want to stay where I'm at? So being able to be where your feet is at. I use that phrase a lot. Be where your feet is at. I always say
Nice,
that.
dude. Yep.
Um, so just stay in one spot and be able to do what you could do at that time being, and your story will grow. As far as on the court, just have confidence, just believe in yourself. Like I said, the mental health part of anything I do is that's like what I go by. Having a positive mindset when I go in towards something is what I always do. So on the court, just believe in yourself. You're gonna miss shots. That's gonna happen. You're gonna turn the ball over. You're gonna make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. But none of my teammates look at me as like a, oh my God, like what are you doing? I've got
Yep.
to that point where they all respect me. If I miss a shot, they're like, oh wait, hold on, he missed that. It's like things like that. But yeah, just be confident. I'm very confident in myself. You know, I believe I can make the shots that I shoot, so I shoot them. And if I miss them, it's okay. I'll get it back on defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, being where your feet is at and being confident and believing in yourself is going to take you a long way in life.
Hell yeah, dude. Love it, dude. Two things. Be with your feet. Thing I've been telling Elijah since he shifted into like really wanting to put in the work because
Yeah,
he's like, oh, XYZ can shoot threes, XYZ can do this and that. I'm all like, hey, like compare yourself, but have a positive outlook to it. It's like, hey, if he can do it, you know what I'm saying? So there, but
exactly.
also
Yeah,
like when you mentioned like, hey, if you miss a shot, just get the ball back. That's what I always tell Elijah and my kids. Like, hey, turn the ball over. If you miss a shot, get
get
the
it
ball
back.
back. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, of
just go get the ball back. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, dude.
course.
Again, for everyone watching live in the replay, we do have our Rudy Youth Basketball Elite Foundations basketball camp. We
Hmm.
got Coach Darwin Fuller, DC Supreme. We got Coach Lloyd coming on, and then we got the in-house Coach Rich at Pickup USA. So early bird special is on till the 18th. Got the time. But like I mentioned, we also got Aloha Shave Ice. So I am from Hawaii,
Hmm.
so I got to get the Hawaii flavor. So we got he'll Brother Kavika will be serving and selling shave ice, Kahlua pig bowls, and mini barbecue chicken bowls. So
Hmm.
parents, if you want to come by, and then for the kids afterwards, we're gonna refuel with some solid local Hawaiian food. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. Much love. If you have any questions, dude, for myself, just hit me up, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You,
of
you can
course.
see
I
that in the
got you.
DMs and all the good stuff. But much love. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm super
Always.
excited to meet you in person.
Yep.
My son is really stoked to meet you just because your number and just, his dream is to be, what's your height again? Sorry.
6'4".
Yeah, so his dream is to be 6'3", 6'4". But
Yeah.
I'm all like, you got a chance, but daddy's 5'5", mom's 4'11".
I mean, you never know because
So,
my dad was 5'5", 5'6", so you never know.
oh shit! See, okay, good, perfect.
Yeah.
You can fully talk to him about
Yeah.
just like self.
Yeah. I got you.
Well, yeah, all right, bro. Thank you, and then I'll shoot you a DM after this. But everyone watching, come to our elite. If you guys have any questions and Stan State season coming up, go check
Yes,
these guys
sir.
out, bro.
Of
Gee.
course.
All
Yeah.
right, bro. Aloha.
All right, bro. Catch you.
Bye.